Welcome to week 4. Thank you for all of your work this week in terms of your research notes and your stories. Really enjoyed reading those stories. Some of them honestly made me tear up a bit, but it really, I think shows the impact that certain people in your life, certain coaches that you have, or certain concepts or skills that you have learned, either as adults, but for many of you as young kids, can have a meaningful impact in your life today. And I think it really does help us to see how valuable this course can hopefully be in helping you to find a way to apply a positive psych, positive coaching skill or concept with the audience of your choice. So I wanted to just kind of tie in what you have been doing in this module and what you will be doing in this module with what you did in Module 1 to help make that a little bit clearer for yourselves. And then go through the group assignment that you're going to be working on this week. I'm going to try to limit this one to, around the 15-minute range. So I apologize for the last videos being a little bit longer, but hopefully we'll get this one done a little quicker. All right, so just to begin, as stated, the goal of this course is for you to walk away from this course with a clear strategy and hopefully a clear product, a clear tool that you're going to use, and 2, enable you to apply a positive coaching skill or concept with the audience that you have chosen. So to do that, our goal is to help walk you through what are the things that you need to understand, what are the skills that you need to develop to be able to do this and to do it effectively. So, kind of obvious, the first couple of things that you need to do is first develop that thorough understanding of your audience and their needs. No matter who you're working with, you need to do a situation analysis to really develop that thorough understanding, who they are, what is it that they're working with. Again, this is a master's course, so as Dr. Park really emphasized, also looking at what research is out there. What does the field know about your audience and what are the things that they are facing? And then that helps you to narrow down and pick the 1 or 2 positive psych or coaching skills or concepts that will address those needs. Again, could you come up with 10 and apply 10? Of course, but for the terms of this skill, we just want you to pick 1 or 2 that's going to help to address those needs. So that was Module 1. Those were the goals of Module 1, is in the situation analysis, is to develop that understanding of your audience and then to narrow down and pick those 1 or 2 positive psych or coaching skills that you want to address. So now that you have the understanding of the audience and the skill or concept that you want to do, the next thing that you need to do is to become an expert in that positive psych coaching skill or concept. And this now really requires a thorough, search of the literature that's out there. What is understand about the skill or concept? What are the studies that have been done? Reading lots of different journal articles. And it has to be, and I really want to emphasize this, it has to be more than just one author's book, one author's journal article, like one author's web page. It really needs to look at this, whatever it is that you chose, different views of what the skill or concept is, so that you can see what is it that, what does it do? What's the impact that it has? How does it work? So what are the aspects of goal setting or imagery that enables it to work? And then what's unknown? What do you need to understand more about it? And I really want to emphasize that often people skip this step. They read one journal article, they read one book, and then they feel like they know everything that there is to know about imagery, goal setting, growth mindset, rather than getting a thorough understanding of what's out there, what are challenges to it, what are things that could go wrong with it. And that's where often mistakes are made, because if you don't have that thorough understanding of how it works, then it's hard to adjust and understand the nuances based on the needs of your audiences. So you're doing that throughout this course, throughout this module, in the research notes starting and then the theory paper. But this is why I really want to emphasize and really want to encourage each of you to just pick 1, max 2 skills or concepts to use for your research notes and theory paper, because to get that thorough understanding, it's going to be hard to do that if you're picking more than 2. Again, it should be a minimum of 6 sources per skill or concept to really get that thorough understanding where we can call you, and I'm making quotes right now, an expert in that, as much of an expert as we can in an 8-week course. But that's why it's critical to really narrow down your search so that you can find all of the stuff that's out there. So, all right. And I think that makes sense. You want to become an expert in something before you teach it or before you coach it. So that's doing your due diligence there. But then the last piece is how. How do we apply that positive psych coaching skill or concept? So next thing that we're going to be doing is helping you to become as much, and I have it in quotes, expert in how to do that. Because this is really the part that I think needs a lot more attention, a lot more understanding of, and I think it's the part that often gets overlooked. I think we have a good understanding of what it is in positive coaching and positive psych that's worth teaching. I think we have a good understanding of the science behind it. But I don't think we have a good understanding of how to do it and how to do it effectively. And again, as I stated in the previous videos, I'm part of the problem. Practitioners, I see myself as a practitioner, someone who applies this stuff. For me, it's applying it and moving on to the next group that I can apply. For you as a coach, you succeed in one game, and then it's moving on to who we're playing next. You want to understand and build on what you learned, but you want to look at the next meet, the next game, the next challenge, and how do we kind of focus on that. And what you don't really feel like doing is getting a peer review, writing a big journal article on what it is that enabled you to succeed that last game so that you can share that with other people. It's just kind of on to the next one. And that's fine, but this is why I really think for us to become as much of experts as we can in the how to apply this stuff, we need to stem on our own experiences. We need to build on our own experiences. So this is where the group experiential research paper comes in as to what works. Was it storytelling? Was it, stories that a coach led? Was it really like the being able to apply it at the right moment of your life or the right thing that you were going, that kind of timing of being able to do it and understanding it in context of what you were going on throughout that time? So the how is the part that I think there's the most room for growth in the field, but this is how, rather than having you do research papers on it, I want you to look at your own experiences, because each of you have some, understanding and experiences within this field of positive coaching. Obviously, all of you have a desire to learn more about it, so why not work with each of you to share your experiences with one another? So that's what we're doing. I mean, that's what we're doing through modules 1 and 2. Then Gloria is going to take back over on module 3 to help you to create those products and those plans. But what I want to do now is basically, how does this all come together? What's an example of this? How does this fit together? So the example that I'm using, and there's a number of concepts that I did, is basically the research that I showed you from the Positive Psych retreats that I did in the last lecture. And again, it's clear that they work, like the end results showed that they had that amplifying effect. But how did I put that together using this model that will hopefully help you put together the things that you want to do? So I'm going to begin that in the next video.